I am black and female, and the first speaker at a digital summit. Who would have thought? It dawned to me as I was preparing for this presentation that I'm not just standing as a pretty face to meet the quota of having at least one black speaker at the summit. I'm standing here because I am deserving. And most importantly, I'm standing here because I am the answer to my grandmother's prayers. And as the great Maya Angelou once said, I come as one, but I stand as 10,000. For that reason, I would like to take you through an honest journey of how I became who I am and why I joined this industry. My journey started at the age of 12, when I received what I thought at the time was the best compliment of my life. I was definitely somebody you would classify as a coconut black. I remember this day as though it was yesterday. I was at a friend's birthday party, and as we were enjoying ourselves, a taxi drove past. I think the passengers were on their way to a festival, and my Caucasian friend said, "Ah, blacks. But you are not like those other blacks." I think I carried these words with me throughout my teen years because, let's be honest, being black was not cool back then. So why would I strive to be something that the media avoids to even represent? University was an eye-opener for me. I did my undergrad at Tux, and for the first time, I experienced what it felt like to be black in a society that is built to ignore our existence. It was at that moment that my advocacy for blackness and black consciousness began. Which brings me to my topic for the day: the art of intentional black representation by brands. I will start by defining a phrase I came across while doing my honors dissertation, which explored how colorism affects concepts of beauty for dark-skinned women. Colorism. Colorism is discrimination based on skin color, also known as colorism or shadism. It is a form of prejudice or discrimination in which people are treated differently based on the social meaning attached to skin color. To be honest, this was potentially the hardest project of my entire life. It was in the unpacking of this topic that I realized that I myself, a girl who goes around preaching black girls are beautiful, doesn't even believe in what she's preaching. I had to sit with my demons and have an honest conversation with myself. Something that began as merely just an academic paper unleashed my calling. I had to sit through the editing of my paper and physically, emotionally, and mentally analyze the reality of the subconscious teachings that have dampened my self-esteem. As a dark-skinned girl, I stood no chance. I grew up in a society where it was okay for ponds to tell us that in order to be beautiful, you had to be lighter-skinned, where the lead characters in movies who fell in love were lighter-skinned. I remember going to weddings and singing "Twan Twan Twan, Libone, Wana o Twana Lile Kalat." This self-reflection and self-awareness helped me realize how important it is to discover what I already know. Black girls are indeed beautiful. We as digital professionals need to be conscious, not just aware. The discovery of a human truth is half our job done. I will now show you a TVC by Nivea.
I need a product that I can really trust to restore my skin's natural fairness.
Nivea Natural Fairness Body Lotion with an innovative formula containing unique berry extracts to visibly lighten and care for your skin.
Hello, you must be here to pick up your sister. Mommy, wow, you have the most beautiful glowing skin.
Now I have visibly fairer skin, making me feel younger.
Nivea Natural Fairness Body Lotion for visibly fairer skin. Nivea.
As you can see, Nivea shows women in Nigeria that as a brand, they are here to add value to their consumers' lives. They are helping them get fairer skin. And yes, I do not dispute that Nivea has done their research. Women in Nigeria do want to have fairer skin. And let's think about it. The skin lightening industry is a multi-million-dollar industry. As a brand, you would be stupid not to jump on the bandwagon. However, I believe that as a brand, you need to understand that it is your duty not to perpetuate narratives that are the result of structures that weren't built to accommodate certain groups. I will repeat myself. As a brand, you need to understand that it is your duty not to perpetuate narratives that are the result of structures that weren't built to accommodate certain groups. I mean, Black history is not even accurately documented. We know that Jan van Riebeeck arrived to South Africa and he met the Khoisan. But who exactly did he meet? Don't you think it's strange that in history, Caucasians are referred to by name and surname, and Blacks by groups? It is for this reason that narratives need to be created, not recreated. When we speak of representing Blacks in content, we don't mean recreate Cinderella and by using a Black girl. Cinderella was not written in the context of an African narrative, so there's no need to force fit. When we speak of representation, we mean creating content that tells Black stories, content that was created with a Black narrative in mind. A great recent example of this is Black Panther. Black Panther is not the recreation of Spider-Man. Black Panther is the creation of a Black narrative that is inclusive from conception. In conclusion, representation is not merely a buzzword or a hashtag. We need to develop representation frameworks. We need to hold brands to representation KPIs. Lastly, we need to encourage strategic narrative unlearning to ensure that representation by brands is intentional. I will now leave you with an inspirational poem snip by a little girl who inspires me every day.
Hey, Black child by county color. Hey, Black child, do you know who you are? Who you really are? Do you know you can be what you want to be if you try to be what you can be?
Thank you.